coffee, you know, in the hearings, and lots of even the policy. When I heard I came out here for this, I heard
Good afternoon. I'm going to try that one more time. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. My name is Kitty McCarthy. I am Executive Officer for Enrollment Management and Student Affairs here at ESF. I've had the opportunity to welcome new students to campus throughout the week, and we are thrilled to have you here this afternoon. Members of the platform party, faculty and staff members, guests, and especially our new students, it is my pleasure to officially welcome you to the 2024 College of Environmental Science and Forestry New Student Convocation. Through this event, we welcome our new students as well as acknowledge and welcome back our continuing students, especially our amazing orientation leaders. And as you all move into the fall semester, thank you for being here to celebrate the start of a new academic year. As we begin our convocation this afternoon, I want to recognize that our campus resides within the original territory of the Haudenosaunee, or Iroquois Confederacy. This acknowledgement represents our commitment to intellectual and cultural pluralism, and it is meant to honor the significant contributions of the Onondaga Nation to environmental leadership. We are grateful for previous and ongoing collaborations with the Onondaga Nation. Let me begin today's convocation by introducing our platform party. Please rise as I call your name. ESF President Joni Mahoney. From Syracuse University, Vice President for Strategic Initiatives and Innovation and Executive Dean of the Martin J. Whitman School of Management, Mike Haney. ESF's Executive Vice President and Provost, Sam Mukasa. And our student speaker is the president of the Mighty Oaks Student Assembly, Eden Gardner. I'd also like to take a moment to introduce our academic department chairs and directors. Please stand as I call your name, and audience, if you could hold your applause until the end. Dr. Bandaru Ramarao from Chemical Engineering. Dr. Lee Newman from Chemistry, Dr. Stephen Teal from Environmental Biology, Dr. Stephen Shaw from Environmental Resources Engineering, Dr. Russ Briggs from the Division of Environmental Science, Dr. Teresa Selfa from Environmental Studies, Dr. Chris Nowak from Sustainable Resources Management, Darshni Rupnarine, Director of the Open Academy, and Matt Smith, Director of Moon Library. Please join me in greeting these individuals. I would also like to introduce you to members of the President's Cabinet who have joined us for this afternoon's convocation. Dr. Lindy Quackenbush, Interim Vice President for Research, Susan Head, Chief Financial Officer, Matt's not here, sorry.
He is here.
Where is Matt?
Right behind
Oh, I'm sorry. Executive Director for Strategic Initiatives. Reagan Squire, Executive Director for Administration. Mark Lichtenstein, Executive Operating Officer and Chief Sustainability Officer. Brenda Greenfield, Assistant Vice President for Development and Executive Director of the ESF College Foundation. And Kelly Berger, College Attorney. And it is now my pleasure to welcome President Mahoney to the podium.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kitty. It is wonderful to see all of you here today. It's been fun this week to walk past all of the orientation groups, and thank you again, and let's have a nice round of applause for these incredible orientation leaders. On behalf of the faculty and staff at ESF, I warmly welcome each of you, our new first-year students, transfer students, graduate students, and international students who have journeyed from afar to join us today. Our campus is alive with anticipation as we embark on this significant journey together. Today's convocation symbolizes a new beginning for both students and faculty. As you start this new chapter in your academic careers, today's ceremony underscores ESF's commitment, our collective commitment to your development as ESF scholars, to academic excellence, and to active engagement within our campus community. The world needs people like you who are prepared to delve into the complexities of climate change, comprehend its vast impacts, and seek solutions that will lead us toward a more sustainable future. In our classrooms, laboratories, and field sites such as Newcomb, Heiberg Forest, and Cranberry Lake, you'll acquire not only academic knowledge, but also a profound understanding of the interconnectedness of all living beings and the delicate equilibrium that sustains our planet. We hope that your time here equips you with the skills to become change makers, thought leaders, and advocates for transformations in policy, technology, and societal norms. As you begin your studies, keep in mind that you are now part of a global community dedicated to protecting our planet. Environmental science is not just about the environment. It's about humanity. It's about equity, justice, and the future we are building for generations to come. Embracing this journey requires collaboration, interdisciplinary thinking, and a willingness to step outside your comfort zones. You will be encouraged to question assumptions, tackle problems from various perspectives, and collaborate with peers from different disciplines who will broaden your views. Remember, innovation happens at the intersection of these ideas. Beyond the classroom, you'll find many opportunities to apply your knowledge in real-world settings through community outreach projects and internships. Seek guidance from our esteemed faculty and staff whose expertise spans a wide range of disciplines. They are here to support and mentor you every step of the way. Please don't hesitate to ask questions, engage in discussions, and take advantage of their guidance. Learning is an ongoing process. Stay curious, be open to new ideas, and actively look for opportunities to enhance your skills. Attend workshops, seminars, and conferences, and join one of the many exceptional student-led clubs which do remarkable work on campus and out in our broader community. Each of you has the power to make a significant impact, whether through research, advocacy, policymaking, or community involvement. You are not just students. You are now agents of change. Today marks the beginning of your journey at ESF, with the pen in your hand and the story waiting to be written by you. Welcome to ESF. It is now my pleasure to introduce my friend, Syracuse University Vice Chancellor Mike Haney. While ESF is a proud member of the SUNY family, we are privileged to have the support of Chancellor Syverud, Vice Chancellor Haney, and their whole team at Syracuse University. I am profoundly grateful for their continued partnership and support. Mike, thank you and welcome, and good luck this semester.
Good afternoon. Thank you, President Mahoney, and I'll start by thanking all of the ESF faculty and staff and that have coordinated this event and that have come out to support your new students. So on behalf of Syracuse University, welcome to the College of Environmental Science and Forestry. Students, congratulations on your academic achievement, and thank you on your focus toward learning about and improving our natural world. And because Syracuse University and SUNY ESF are so much more than neighbors on the Hill, I also want to say welcome to Syracuse University. We share alumni and friends and libraries and recreation facilities and clubs and countless student activities. We work together to reduce the environmental impact of our institutions, and we collaborate on groundbreaking research. We are truly equals and peers at the same time, and our relationship continues to evolve as we respond and react to an ever-changing world. President Mahoney and I have worked now over many years to strengthen our joint academic and research-based initiatives. So I do encourage you to find ways to benefit from what is truly a unique relationship between these two institutions. You know, classes at Syracuse University outside your specialized curriculum are open to you in art and literature and foreign languages and scuba diving and many, many other fields. Hendricks Chapel, which is the center of spiritual life on our campus, supports more than 20 student faith groups and includes 15 chaplains that include Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Buddhist, and Hindu, and many more. Get involved in the 45 club sports programs that we have at Syracuse, including a brand new partnership with Leinster Rugby and our growing esports program. We have more than 300 student-run organizations at Syracuse that you can connect with that include others that share your interests, your culture, your professional goals. These include 2 television networks, both in English and Spanish, 3 radio stations, outdoor and recreation outings, a large student veteran group, a student-run ambulance and EMS service, 9 a cappella groups, an orchestra, a marching band, a jazz band, theater performance groups, study abroad all over the world, and study away opportunities at our campuses in DC, Los Angeles, and New York City. And more than all of that, I think that you'll find that among the 23,000 Orange students across the street, there are some pretty amazing people and people from all over the world, and that includes the 3,900 new first-year students from almost every state and 54 countries that we welcomed just yesterday at an event just like this one at the JMA Dome. They are as excited as you are to be here, and they care much more about getting to know you as people than what side of Forestry Drive you come from. So I will say after 10 years as Vice Chancellor at SU and 16 years at Syracuse University, I've come to know and love ESF. And I know from 16 years of engaging with ESF students that you're wonderful, talented, committed people who will make all of us on the Hill better. So please don't be the neighbor who never thinks about the people next door. You will find that the neighborhood is much more fun and much more rewarding if you let some orange into your ESF life in the same way that I encourage SU students to learn from and benefit from all that ESF students bring to our community. So welcome to ESF, welcome to Syracuse University. We are so glad you're here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. And I will say, Mike alluded to the many years of partnership that we've had, and I can say without exception that in all of those conversations, the bent has always been how can we help at ESF and how can we include ESF in what we're doing. And so I hope you will take advantage of all the work that's been done to create this wonderful partnership. And it is now my pleasure to introduce to all of you ESF's provost. And if you are like me on the first day of college, you might not know what the provost means, and I will tell you. Dr. Samuel Mukasa is the Chief Academic Officer. He is the person that works with the academic chairs and all of the faculty and all of the curriculum, and has a whole side of the house that's separate from the administration of the college. And we have a wonderful working relationship, and I'm happy to introduce a person we affectionately call Sam, Dr. Samuel Mukasa. Welcome, Sam.
Well, thank you very much for that introduction, President Mahoney. And I thank Vice Chancellor Mike Haney for coming across the street to help us celebrate the convocation of our class of 2028, or I like to say 2028 or thereabouts, for some of you who are going to take the scenic route through college. I also would like to extend a warm welcome to our transfer students who are going to probably finish their degrees well before 2028 because of the credits they've already accumulated from other institutions. We are absolutely delighted that you have joined us at ESF, and we look forward to getting to know you in the classroom, on the quad, or at community building activities in this very building or elsewhere. Now, my colleagues who organized this event have asked me to keep it nice and light, funny even. And it's quite a challenge for someone like me who is known to be very funny. The reason they want me to keep it nice and light is that when we finish this event, we will send you to the quad right after we finish here for a group photo, and we want you to be in a good mood and still smiling. So you have to show that you're happy at ESF, at least in pictures. So don't lose that smile, okay? My colleagues didn't think that this was the proper place for me to lecture you about time management, about getting a good night's sleep, about making good use of faculty office hours, pacing yourself in doing homework, or building a network of good friends. I'll try not to bring up any of those topics today, or if I just did, I apologize and I won't do it again. In my view, you have all already earned an A for navigating this year's version of the new and improved Free Application for Federal Student Aid, or FAFSA. How many of you thought it was a piece of cake to fill out this new form? Okay, I get it. Well, you know, Sallie Mae, the U.S. corporation in charge of some student loans, conducts a survey of college-bound students and their families every year. And in 2023-24, they discovered that 74% of families filled out the FAFSA. And the last I looked, for 24-25, that number had dropped to 60%. So that's a difference of about 14 percentage points. Only 29% of those going through the new version thought that it was an improvement over previous ones. And I think the number of hands that went up, certainly reflect that. So, and an eye-catching statistic is that 13% of those individuals interviewed by Sallie Mae didn't even have a clue what the FAFSA was. So I guess people don't need money, so they don't care to discover what FAFSA is. Now, the U.S. Department of Education has announced recently that the next FAFSA the one for 25-26, will be fully available by December 1st, which is a full 2 months later than the form's usual debut. I commend you for choosing ESF because it wasn't that long ago that I made the same decision. Prior to joining ESF in 2021, I passed through 3 Big Ten universities, which, if you follow sports, you already know that the number 10 is kind of obsolete. The Big Ten should be more like the Big 16. For those of you who know about the Pacific, is it the Pacific 10 or the Pacific whatever? That conference fell apart, and USC and UCLA and University of Washington, they are all now part of the Big Ten, which we've always associated with Midwestern universities, but now they include California, Washington, Oregon, and so on. Now, prior to coming to ESF, I was at the University of Minnesota Twin Cities, which has 50,000 students. So that is 25 times bigger than ESF. And I can tell you that those students don't receive as much attention as you receive here at ESF. So it was a very deliberate decision for me to come to the College of Environmental Science and Forestry, which, as I said, is orders of magnitude smaller than the University of Minnesota. I considered a number of factors in making the decision to move to ESF in 2021, and these factors probably resonate with you as well. So let me just mention only about 5. Number 1 is rigorous undergraduate academics that involve students in research and also in experiential learning. Number 2 is a small class sizes and small campus environment, but enjoying a great partnership, as President Mahoney and Vice Chancellor Haney have already alluded to, enjoying this wonderful partnership that we have with Syracuse University next door, where ESF students take courses and engage in many club activities. And also in this small campus environment, you'll be afforded the opportunity to get involved and serve in student leadership roles, as I'm sure that Eden Gardner is going to tell you in a few minutes. Now, our small size as a campus fosters strong sense of community. We will know you by name, and your professors will monitor your progress with interest and compassion. You will keep running into the same people, students and faculty, who share your passions for the environment, sustainability, and social justice. Because these fields are complementary to each other, you will learn in the coming days that ESF has embraced the philosophy of hiring faculty in what we call faculty clusters. These are clusters based on particular research themes designed to create interdisciplinary learning environments, which your generation, rightly so, demands. You prefer to have interdisciplinary settings. Now, we also share a commitment to affordability, student success, and strong outcomes. Our graduates and alumni are in demand and find excellent placements in the workforce and in graduate and professional schools, either before they have graduated or just a few months after they have graduated. It should also be of interest to you to learn, this is something I hear from my colleague Mark over here all the time, that although we have a small urban campus, we actually have 25,000 acres in central New York and the Adirondack Mountains, which provide research and field experiences for all of our students and faculty. Now, when I was your age, sitting in a place very much like this at the beginning of my first year of college, as President Mahoney just mentioned a few moments ago, I did not know what a provost was. And then look at what happened to me. I became one. I think the small lesson from that statement is that you need to keep all of your options open, perhaps even including you becoming provost someday when I have been yanked off this stage to be sent into my rocking chair. So give some consideration to all the possibilities which might be sparked and ignited by the experiences you're going to have here at ESF. I'm reminded of a conversation I had with the Syracuse City Mayor, Ben Walsh, not too long ago, who told me that he developed an interest in urban issues because of a trip he took to Philadelphia as part of a group of students led by Professor Emmanuel Carter in our Department of Landscape Architecture, and look at what happened to him. He developed an interest because of a field trip he took at ESF, and now he's mayor of the city of Syracuse. So you too will no doubt have your aha moments. Now, returning to the question of what exactly the provost does, one of the original meanings of the word from the Middle Ages is keeper of the jail or keeper of prison. But since I'm not running a jailhouse, let's just say that the modern provost is the chief academic officer of a college or a university. And what exactly does chief academic officer do? What does that mean? Well, it means that I hire the best faculty possible so that you'll have the best experience as students at ESF. I collaborate with the president and the faculty in setting our academic priorities and lead the exercise of creating our institutional strategic plan. I work closely with our teams in enrollment management, student affairs, graduate school, Office of International Education, facilities, K-12 outreach, and the online programs delivered in what we call the Open Academy to fulfill our academic mission. In other words, basically I'm the guy you yell at if things are not going well. Now, ESF is a proud institution for engaging in environmental sustainability, teaching and research, well before most of the other institutions did. We are proud of the multitude of ongoing projects and initiatives which involve our undergraduate and graduate students, and I advise you to shop around at your earliest opportunity to identify the kinds of projects you might wish to be a part of. Now, in terms of infrastructure operations, we hold ourselves accountable by establishing measurable goals impacting buildings and operations, carbon management, materials or waste management, energy, environmental justice, social justice, and so on, which have earned us a STARS Platinum rating from the Association for the Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education. In other words, as Sue Fassler might say, we practice what we preach. And our culture of environmental stewardship is catching on globally and needs more ambassadors like you. A case in point is that our Executive Operating Officer, Mark Lichtenstein, who also serves as our Chief Sustainability Officer, and PhD student Sam Nyameki, and I spent last week in Ghana engaging with a company called the Jospang Group, which is the leading sustainability enterprise on the entire continent of Africa. I see Jospang's initiatives as a huge opportunity for ESF students who recognize the importance of engaging globally. I have told students that we are not going to solve global problems if we keep the conversation to ourselves. The US is only 5% of the global population. So if you want to solve the world's problems, if you're here to save the planet, you have to be thinking about the other 95% of the people we share this planet with. I have been on university campuses for close to 50 years as a student, as a professor, as a department chair, as a dean at 2 separate institutions for science and engineering, as a senior executive for STEM initiatives, and now as ESF Executive Vice President and Provost. I have made a few observations during that journey, and I would like to share just a few with you, and those will be my last statements. There are vast opportunities for growth if you resist the temptation to hang out only with people who look like you. College affords you the opportunity to expand your horizons, and there's no better way to do that than learning about other people's lived experiences. Defend your opinions fiercely, but perhaps just as importantly, develop the ability to see the world through other people's eyes. It may be a challenge, but consider it a privilege to serve as the glue that puts the fracturing global community back together. And number 2 is going to be a small digression from what I have been telling students for many, many years. The SUNY system office in Albany warned all 64 campuses in our university system that several hot-button issues are going to be inescapable on college campuses this fall. We have wars raging in Ukraine, Middle East, Myanmar, and Africa, although we rarely ever hear about Myanmar and Africa. We have a national election that will continue to dominate the airwaves for at least the next 75 days. And we've had a growth in hate crimes, particularly those perpetrated against ethnic, religious, and sexual minorities. All these issues have led to a level of polarization that we haven't seen for quite some time. At ESF, we believe in the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, and we are nonpartisan. What does it mean in practice to be nonpartisan? It means that we do not discriminate based on the content of ideas. It also means that we cannot censor speech or expression just because we find them offensive. Instead, we work to facilitate conversation so that everyone has equal access to but it is also protected in private spaces. Let me say that again. Instead, we work to facilitate conversation so that everyone has equal access, but is also protected in private spaces. We encourage thoughtful and reasoned dialogue on contentious topics while ensuring that all voices are heard and respected. My colleagues have already told you during the orientation sessions this week that civil discourse is a learned skill acquired through practice and continual self-introspection. Analyzing how I could have made the point better without losing my composure is an exchange with another person is something we all should practice every day. Our system chancellor, Dr. John B. King, has stated, and I quote, "Civil discourse is a skill, and it is our job as educators to prepare our students to succeed in this vital area. All campuses should help students understand how to engage their peers respectfully, express differences of opinion without demonizing, and recognize the opportunity to refine and strengthen their own perspectives by engaging with those who see things differently. What Chancellor King is telling us is to develop the awareness that my way of seeing things is not necessarily superior to yours. And it goes without saying that it should not be assumed that your way of seeing things is superior to mine. Now, I'm using myself as an example, but this certainly will apply in the interactions you're going to have with fellow students in the dorm, in the classroom, and simply strolling across campus. Number 3, on the academic side of the house, expect and embrace being challenged in the classroom. ESF professors do set the bar high because they want you to be the very best. I say make professors and even administrators earn their pay by engaging with them at every opportunity you get to get your questions answered and your needs resolved. I remember fondly putting faculty office hours to good use when I was a student, focusing my one-on-one interactions with the professor or the graduate student teaching assistants, asking questions about things that still required clarification in my mind. Number 4, 4 years will seem like a very long time, but with the hindsight of years from now, you'll realize what a fleeting moment it was. Keep a journal to analyze your daily actions. Deliberately plan to make tomorrow better than yesterday. I urge you to make the most of your time here at ESF because this chapter of your life will play a major role in shaping the person you'll become in the future. As individuals interested in sustainability, always remember that the conversation needs to involve more than just us here in the U.S. As I said, we are just 5% of the global population. We need to involve the other 95%. Have a great time and get involved in as many enriching experiences as your time will allow. And this, for some of you, may include studying abroad or doing internships just around the corner from the ESF campus. College is more than grades, and it's a mistake to make it all about grades. Finally, when the going gets tough, and it does from time to time for all of us, don't retreat and don't disconnect. Seek help. Talk to friends so they will know how you feel. And we have an excellent group of professionals who will be very happy to help you work through any issues that might arise in your lives. I will not shy away from mentioning some of the common problems we have seen, which include stress, anxiety, depression, substance abuse, and so on. Remember that should you ever need any help, that we have professionals at ESF to help you. Let me end my remarks by saying that once again that you made a great choice in coming to ESF, and we are committed to making your educational experience a memorable one, full of growth opportunities, amazing discoveries, and transformational engagements and friendships. Thank you very much. Okay, but I'm not done yet. Before I step away from the podium, let me introduce Eden Gardner, President of the Mighty Oaks Student Assembly, or MOSA. Eden is a senior in environmental studies with a concentration in policy, planning, and law. He is active with the Office of Sustainability and currently serves as a Sustainability Research Assistant. Please join me in welcoming Eden to the podium.
Hey everyone. Seems like we're all doing pretty well here. I only see a few closed eyes, few droopy faces. Hopefully I'll be one of the last things between you and whatever you've got going on for the rest of your days. I want to do a quick poll here. Who here is going straight to Sadler after this and you're starving and you're going to load up a plate with like 5 greasy pizzas? Okay, I see a couple there. Less than I thought. Who's going straight back to Centen and falling straight to bed? Yeah, okay, a couple more.
Food trucks.
Oh yeah, or heading to the food trucks out there. Yeah, I like that. And who's gonna go do that secret third thing you're not supposed to tell your OLs about? Good. No, don't raise your hands. Don't raise your hands. Keep them down. Keep them down. Good. Yeah. I want to give a huge shout out to the OLs. I know you've done an amazing job this week. Yeah. I've had being an orientation leader described to me as a sprint. I've had it described to me as being a marathon. I think it's more like running a sprint for the entire length of a marathon. I talked to Bella earlier today. She has absolutely no voice left, so don't make her yell, please, anymore. But yeah, thanks for the introduction. I really want to say welcome to ESF. It's such a pleasure to be standing here. Like Provost Mikasa said, I'm a senior here at ESF. I'm in environmental studies, focusing on policy and law. I work in the Office of Sustainability with Sue Fassler and Rochelle Strassner. I don't know if you've met them this week, but they are wonderful people. And I'm the president of our student government, the Mighty Oak Student Assembly. Hopefully the OLs have really drilled that into your heads as much as possible this week. It's a wonderful job that allows me to do so much in terms of advocating for students and focusing on what you all need to see on campus, because you are the absolute most important demographic in making this institution continue to run. I remember a couple years ago I was sitting straight back there wondering what is going on, what am I doing here? What is ESF? What should I do with my life? I'd signed up for classes. I was a transfer student. So any transfer students in the room? A couple? Oh, a decent amount. What up, guys? It was tough at first making friends. You know, people already have their established friend groups and they're all off in their little cliques. But you know, I really want to encourage you to do as much as possible. Try new things. Like Provost Mikasa said, keep all doors open. And do as much as you can. So a little bit about MOSA. We represent students on campus and across the SUNY system to ensure that your voice is heard. And like I said, we actively take steps to ensure that students' voices are heard. I want to invite you to join the Mighty Oak Student Assembly because this is a pivotal point to be at ESF. This is really, it's a time to be here. It's not a great time, it's not a horrible time, but it is a time to be here. And over the next 4 years, you're going to need to make sure that your voices are heard because things are going to go wrong for you in the next 4 years. You're going to not enjoy a class. You're going to have a great time in a class. Hopefully that's mostly the case. But you're going to have things that you need to talk to someone about, and you're going to need to push for change here on campus. And that's what we try and do, and that's where we come in to help. So I think Bella, is there a QR code somewhere? It's on the table. You see, that broke my own cardinal rule. Yeah. We run a bunch of events throughout the year. We have the club fair coming up on September 6th. We organize and run over 50 active clubs on campus, things from hiking to scuba diving to poetry to anything you want, you name it. We also are the avenue for you to start a club. So if you have something you're interested, something that you don't see currently offered at ESF, something that you've been talking about with your friends over the past week and you want to get started as a formal club, come talk to us. We can help you get that process going. And then, you know, overall college, you're entering the most exciting, or some of the most exciting years of your lives right now. You are going to have so many sleepless nights ahead of you. You're going to have so many projects that are due in 2 hours that you're like, oh my God, how do I even start this? But you're going to figure it out. You're going to live. It's going to be okay. You're going to graduate. You're going to go on and get fantastic jobs and do great things. It's an opportunity to step outside your comfort zone, take risks, try new things. I know I made some mistakes myself. I closed some doors. I opened some new ones, but that's what the process is about, and that's what we're all here to do. See if I had anything else here. I think that's it. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Please get some rest. I know orientation week is it's a week and a half, and you're gonna have a lot more like them. So enjoy the food trucks. You're not done yet. We got to go take a picture on the quad, right? So yeah, hopefully we'll all get that going. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Sorry to everyone who had to stand in the back. I know that's tough, but thank you.
I want to thank our new students, our orientation leaders, our faculty, administrators, and staff for joining us for today's convocation. I believe orientation leaders will lead you all out to the quad for the ESF photo, and then enjoy your evening, food trucks, or wherever your evening takes you. Thank you so much.